Hello there.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Good morning, Vietnam!
It's Hard-Headed Sports with Spinney and Fetty Bus. Famous for their podcasts, you can now catch them right here on The Al Travis Show.
Lucky to have me is Fetty Bus. Fetty, I do appreciate you coming on and talking sports with us today, and I don't want to put you in a bad spot. You came to talk sports. I think we have to start the program off with our thoughts and prayers to those affected in the Catholic Church shooting up in Minneapolis yesterday. The Annunciation Catholic Church. Hard to hear, hard to think about, but our thoughts and prayers in the program with him. Did you have to say anything, Bus? I know it's not how you want to start your day.
Yeah, definitely thoughts and prayers to all those involved with that horrific incident that happened yesterday.
We will talk, I'm sure, plenty about this as the day goes on, but we just didn't want to not start without recognizing it. We'll talk more about that and the implications coming up a little bit later on. All right. Something a little cheerier. Bus, you got your basketball players back up there at Bethany Lutheran?
Yeah, we do. We started school last week already on the 18th, and on Tuesday we started preseason conditioning. So in the swing of things now, we got conditioning 3 times a week and lifting 3 times a week and open gym a couple times as well, and then roughly a month from now, beginning of October, we'll actually start real practice and get going with the season.
And what's the feeling for athletes when they get here? Is this, great, another new season? Is it, oh, nuts, I didn't work out enough, I know I'm going to get caught by the bosses when I get in? What's the vibe when they come into school like that? It's not like you went to 6th grade and you couldn't wait to see all your buddies again. You've got college courses to take, you probably got some work to do, and then they got to go meet Bus on the practice facility and start lifting weights.
Yeah, the vibe's usually really good in the beginning of the season. Everyone's excited to be back and be in the college setting and just get things going. We have a lot of new faces this year, a lot of newcomers to the program. So I think there's just a lot of excited, hungry guys on our squad this year.
That's fantastic. All right, some sports conversation that has to be had in Minnesota today. How thrilled is Bus to get Adam Thielen back in a Viking uniform? Done deal.
Let's go.
Oh, I know.
Bring your 19 jerseys out.
Isn't it the Panthers going to get it? It's just a nothing trade. I mean, you can't get them for a whole lot less. The Panthers get a 26th 5th-round pick, a 27th 4th-round pick. The Vikings will get a 26th 7th-round pick and a 27th 5th-round pick. Who cares about all that, quite frankly? We're getting him to pay off the rest of his salary for 2025. That's what we're getting him for. How great is that just for the morale of Minnesotans and this football team?
Yeah, honestly, the morale is big time. Obviously, he's a huge fan favorite. In essence, after all that pick swap and stuff, in essence, we got rid of Daniel Jones for Adam Thielen. That's kind of how it worked out in terms of salary and the picks and everything. So we'll definitely take 2 months of Daniel Jones standing on our sideline just to get Adam Thielen. I think that's a pretty good deal on our end.
Now, I keep saying he probably doesn't have all the tread on the tires anymore. He's getting a little old. But I didn't know this until I read the story. Thielen actually has more career catches as a Viking than all other catchers except Chris Carter and Randy Moss, and they're both Hall of Famers. He's at 534 catches. The kid can do the job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what, 9 seasons here? 10 already?
Yep, 9. Yeah, that'll be his 10th. I just think it's fantastic. He had 70 in his last season with us.
Yeah, I'm excited just like from the aspect of once Addison's back from a suspension in week 4, Jefferson, Addison, Thielen's now your 3.
Yeah.
And you still have Hawkinson, Jalen Naylor, I think is a high quality WR4 now.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think, we just have weapons galore. Especially with our O-line. I don't know how J.J. McCarthy could struggle, but he is a rookie. Obviously, he's going to go through some struggles. But like just in general, I think long as you throw an accurate ball, like we should be able to get the
What-
offense moving.
And let's throw one more Thielen thing out. He got his 70 catches his last year under this coaching staff. He knows the system. It's not like he's going to come in here. He might have to do the book a couple of times, figure out but he already knows it. This isn't a kid coming in and he has not played here before under this system. He should be able to step right in.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's not too much to learn. And another key point is these last couple off seasons, even the year before JJ got in the NFL, like right before the draft and all that draft process stuff, he's been working out with Adam Thielen, like he did last summer. So they've been working out, that these last couple summers they've been, repping. He was repping the Panthers stuff while JJ was wearing Vikings gear, but they work out together. So there's already a little built-in chemistry too.
Gotta love that. Now let me just throw the Vikings out as a whole, and you talked about the line, and I think cornerback is probably our only real question mark and has been for years. But they got Thielen back in here. They decided to take Max Brosma as a gopher and put him in here. They let Smith take a pay cut to stick around. The management of the Vikings just seemed to understand Minnesotans so much more than, I don't know, your Minnesota Twins? It's like night and day.
Night and day, actually, for sure. We've always had the Wilfs are honestly great owners. The Vikings owners, obviously we had the Zimmer Spielman era. Now we're in the Kwesi KOC era, and no matter who our head coach and GM is, we always seem to have a good team. There might be a random season in there where we're not very good, but we have been in a very, very good franchise for a long, long time. So. At least we can hold our head high with that, unlike the Twins.
But it's this idea that, again, the Thielen thing sure seems to make sense all the way around. The letting Harrison Smith retire here. It's just that stuff that makes Minnesotans feel good. I want to go get that jersey. I want to get my Thielen jersey back out. It's just so strange that the Minnesota Twins can't look across town and see how it works.
Yeah, I don't understand, but then again, we all know that the Pollads just care about the money at the end of the day. Saving some money.
But you can't tell me the Vikings aren't making money for the Wolves.
Oh, the Vikings make a ton of money.
Yeah, all right.
That's why it just is such a loyal fan base. I mean, that when you invest in winning and invest in a good culture, fans are going to show up and fans are going to support your team.
What's weird about it, maybe you know this and I do not because you're a sports guy, but like the Vikings have been voted 2-3 years in a row as like the top place for other teams to come play. The way they host it, I don't know what's in their dugouts or what's in their locker rooms, but they're actually voted by other teams as having the best place to come. Is it the food they feed them? I don't even know what you would rank it at. I mean, it's the other locker room I've ever been in smelled like crap. But evidently, that's not the way it is with the Wolves. They are a top-notch organization, according to everybody else.
I think the locker rooms are obviously top-notch, and the U.S. Bank Stadium in general is a very, very nice stadium. And I think just the atmosphere with how loud and crazy our fans are, that it's just a fun place for everyone to play, our team and opponents as well. So I've heard that from literally countless players on different teams. Talking about like U.S. Bank Stadium was the loudest stadium they've ever played in and stuff like that. So,
all right, let's take a real quick look at the Gophers before we go. They're playing Buffalo, and it's like not Buffalo anybody knows. There's like 17.5-point favorites. It's just one of those buff games, right, where Buffalo thinks it's the huge underdog, David and Goliath, and we're just going to go tromp on them, and we'll be 1-0 at the end of the night. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
this evening.
Yeah, 17.5 points. I'd be shocked if we didn't cover that spread. Slightly optimistic for the Gophers this year in terms of wins. I think you could get up to that 9-win range potentially. Go 9-3, just based on what the schedule looks like.
Are you okay with that with the actual teams they play? I mean, we're looking at Ohio State. They take on number 1 ranked Texas to start their season. We're taking on some Buffalo team. I don't like the fact that you're going to say we'll get to 9 wins when it's Buffalo, Northwestern State, and then
our
then we start.
is always just ridiculously easy. I think.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a trend every year for the Gophers.
Are you okay with that? You say it's 9 wins, but in reality, that's a 6-win year.
It doesn't mean quite as much as like a Ohio State or a Michigan 9-win season for sure.
Yeah.
But you gotta start somewhere, right? I don't think any of the good non-conference teams want to necessarily schedule us because they're also trying to play a really
Yeah.
good team. You know what I mean? So once we get to that point where we could be one of these top teams coming
Right.
into the season, then we might get better non-conference games. But I mean, it is
Right.
what it is. Ohio State on the road and Oregon on the road later in November will be our toughest games this year.
Those will be fun. We'll talk about it as we go. Got to go to break. We'll be back after this. We've got him, Fetty Bus from Hard Headed Sports.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
Grateful to have him. He's Fetty Buzz from Hard Headed Sports. And Fetty, we might have the Senator Howe join us. I just see him checking in now, so if he does, he does. There he is. Senator, join us if you care to talk about them. The difference between your Minnesota Vikings and your Minnesota Twins, the excitement about this Viking season starting is unbelievable. The Minnesota Twins now bust. They just lost the series now to the Blue Jays. They lost to the White Sox. I don't remember the last series they actually won. The thing that gets me bust, listen to some of these scores. 9, 5, 10, 8, 7, 9, 8, 2, and 6. That's the number of runs scored by the other team in our last however many games. This is like football scores, Bus. You can't have a team with no pitching. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, we traded how many bullpen pieces at the deadline?
Yep, 3 or 4, yeah.
It's not as quite as bad as I see the Rangers put up 20 yesterday on the Angels.
Well-
So at least we're not doing anything crazy like that.
That makes you feel good. We didn't put
A
up
little
20.
better, yeah.
Senator Howe, you're a baseball guy. Your thoughts on the Minnesota Twins? It's so hard right now. It's just hard to take.
I tell you what, you like to root for the young guys, but holy smokes, they made it tough. If they would have just kept their pitching and done something different, but this is tough. When they started getting rid of the folks that actually kept you in the game, it's tough to be there for them now. And it's disappointing is an understatement.
Yeah. Definitely.
And okay, two things. First off, the start of the series with the Padres tomorrow night. We are now 13 games under 500. I think they're like 20 games over 500. Anybody think we even have a chance? We lost to the Sox. We might skim a game, but we're never winning the series, right? Like, what, Bus? You laugh.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It's kind of just like the Blue Jay series, right? Like we did take one against them, and yesterday we only lost by 9-8. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at. I would imagine against the Padres. So
is that enough to keep you interested? Is just possibly winning one? I mean, come on.
Not really, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at the rest of the season for the Twins is just kind of playing some upset ball and maybe messing with teams' standings in their division or in the wild card race.
All right. Senator, let me ask you this question quick. What do they need to do? We got done. Well, maybe you and I in our section will talk about the Vikings. They bring Thielen back. You got, Max Brosma coming back from the Gophers. They got you wanting to believe. What do the Twins have to do for you between now, the end of the year, and next season to get you even think about wanting to play along?
I think they've got some hitters that can develop and hit the ball. I haven't seen them actually make a lot of fielding errors. I think that they can develop. The thing is, they have to go out and get some pitching. They got to go get some folks that can throw strikes and actually throw strikes that people can't hit, because that's our problem. They can throw. These guys can throw strikes. It's just that they go. They're going over the fence. We can't have that. So we got to have somebody that can pitch.
Is there a name you want? Let's get Owatani here, right? Then we'll all show up at the ballpark. But if you're just going to bring some kid from AAA and promise us, don't worry, he's the guy, Bus, that doesn't drive ticket sales. That's not a drive until they get into the season and you see that it's working. How do you get me to buy my season tickets at the beginning of the year? What's your thoughts? Sorry.
Well, it's always tough with the poll ads just seeming to refuse to pay money for these top guys, right? So that's always tough. But I think step one is just extend Joe Ryan. I mean, we have yet to give him his extension, and we definitely want to keep him in the door. I mean, we basically got him for free in that Nelson Cruz deal a couple of years ago or whatever. So I think step one is just keep Joe Ryan. You already have an elite pitcher in-house, so keep him in-house, I think, is step one. And on the bright side, Al, there's always a bright side. We could be the Rockies, right? They're 38-95, so it could be worse.
I believe currently in the last 10 days they have a better record than we do. I just throw it out there. I'm sorry.
Too, yeah.
so we're not the old Rockies. We're the new Rockies. Bus, I love having you in the program. Appreciate you stepping in. Senator would get you in the next half hour. Bus, how does somebody pick up Hard-Headed Sports if they wanted to do that?
Yeah, we actually just dropped a short college football season preview, and you can find that on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
Appreciate you, my friend. Get you back here on Tuesday.
Thanks, Al.
Think about